You're watching Local Edition. I'm Brad Pomerance in the Coachella Valley today on a road show, and we are joined by Lupe Ramos Watson. She is a councilwoman in Indio, and I must say, Indio really has changed since you were growing up there, since I used to visit Palm Springs. I'm rendered speechless. Tell us about the explosive growth of your community.
Oh, it's just been exciting, Brad. Welcome back to the Coachella Valley. We're so happy to have you here. The city of Indio specifically has had exponential growth. Growing up as a child here in the city, I remember walking down the street and taking a look at that population sign and asking my mother, when is that thing going to hit 10,000? Oh my goodness.
Now the question is, when is it going to hit 100,000, which is soon?
Just around the corner.
Just around the corner.
The projections are that by 2020 we will hit 100,000 in population.
How did this happen? Because look, if you would have thought, let's say in 1987, what city's going to have explosive population growth? I'm not going to lie, I wouldn't have picked Indio.
Correct.
I wouldn't, and nor would you, as my guess.
No.
What's gone right?
Well, the city of Indio is the second county seat. So by default, we do have an advantage in that we house all of the county services within our boundaries.
That helps.
And that in and of itself has attracted large amounts of investment by the county.
And I must say, and this is actually arguably good news, the East Valley Detention Center is going to be expanding, is that right?
Correct. They're expanding from approximately 300 beds to 3,000 beds, and that will serve the whole eastern part of the Riverside County.
And that's jobs. That means jobs.
Jobs.
And that's important for all regions, so I'm sure that's good news.
Right.
Well, arguably, but the best news of all, though, is what this city has done in terms of festivals. You are the city of festivals for California, for the nation, for the world.
Yes.
Talk to us about that explosive growth.
Well, we are the city of festivals because we celebrate life. We celebrate our hard work. We have for over 80 years celebrated one form or another of a festival. We have the Riverside County National Date Festival, which is hosting its 80th year this year. That in and of itself brings in 300,000 attendees each year. Add to that all of the other celebrations that we have at the end of the harvest and just general celebrations. We became the city of festivals long before we were world renowned and recognized as the city and host city for Coachella Fest and Stagecoach.
Just a small festival, Coachella. I mean, not many people know about it other than every single 18-year-old and every single 80-year-old. I mean, it really has become part of our culture. It's a reference point. It's iconic, and it's Indio. It is,
and it is recognized throughout the world, as you mentioned. Internationally, you can say you're from the Coachella Valley, and right away, it's easily identifiable because of the branding that is.
How did this happen?
Well, it happened.
You were there. How did it happen?
Actually, I was there the first time that the organization Golden Voice came into town. And they decided they were going to have a little party down in the polo fields and just invite, I think, about 30, 40, or 50,000 of their friends.
Just 30, 40, or 50, right?
Yes, and I happened to be living down the street from the polo field, so I was standing at the end of the street watching all these vehicles come in off of the freeway, and I thought to myself, what are these people doing in my town? Well, that was just the beginning of the festivals through Golden Voice, and since then they've had incredible growth, and their approach is magnetic. They attract a certain demographic. They too celebrate life, celebrate their hard work, just like the citizens of Indio have done historically. So it was a perfect match, a marriage made in heaven.
And what does Coachella bring to Indio? I mean, how many people are coming, revenue, catalytic consequences?
Well, there's hundreds of thousands of attendees each year with the 5 festivals that they held last year, and we still don't know how many they'll hold going forward. But the impact to the region is beyond anyone's wildest dreams. It's over $1 billion to the region. Economic impact, specifically to the city of Indio. The majority of the impact is to our businesses who receive benefit from all of the additional foot traffic.
And you've been opening new businesses. I mean,
many.
There's the whole list of businesses. I think it's you have new car dealerships. New hotels. I want to list the businesses because it's important for folks to realize how this really has exploded. What are some of the businesses as I try to find the page?
Well, we have the Marriott Residence Inn coming in, another major brand hotel. You mentioned the I-10 Dodge dealership. We have Sonic fast food restaurant. We've had several Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks and Denny's coming into town. We have so many business opportunities, large and small. Each year we host over 150 ribbon cuttings with our Chamber of Commerce. That's new business, but also new jobs coming into the area. A couple of years ago, we were recognized nationally as one of the highest paid cities for female workers. So as far as the professional community, Indio has been recognized nationally to have top salaries for females in our area, and largely due to the government jobs available in the city of Indio, but also because of the diversity of the types of jobs that we have in our community.
I want to talk more about your community and what your community thinks about its government, because obviously it thinks highly of the work of the city of Indio. In November, you, the city council, went to your voters and you asked to have them vote in favor of a sales tax increase. It's known as Measure X. Interestingly, the type of sales tax put on the ballot only required 50% plus one.
Right.
But we got
76%.
I mean, that's a huge stamp of approval.
Yeah.
What is it about what the city council's doing or what the city's doing that convinced, God, 2/3, 3/4 of your voters to say yes to pay more?
Yeah. Well, the consumer confidence level in the city of Indio is extremely high. Ever since the recession back in 2008, this city council has made a concentrated effort of getting out into the community and hearing firsthand on what the concerns are of our constituents. Not only hearing their concerns, but asking for their input, given that we were in a position where we had to make cuts, serious cuts, because of the recession. We managed through that and now are coming up out of the recession, seeing some exponential growth in revenues. So we went back to these same constituents and asked them, okay, now that you see the trend moving upward and everything that we've deferred as far as maintenance over the past few years because of the recession, how do you want us to move forward? What is it that you want us to invest in, and how do you see us doing that? So basically the answer and the solution came from the constituents. We as the council heard them.
Right.
We listened to them. We gauged the level of confidence, which at that time we knew it was over 75%. We said, okay, we'll put it to the vote of the people. If this is truly what is wanted by the voters and the residents of Indio, then this is what we will do.
So what will you do with this additional revenue?
We're going to take care of some street deferral maintenance that we've been putting off, making sure that we have the public infrastructure to be able to house.
And let me ask, if I may, because we know in Sacramento there's an effort to provide funding for roads and bridges, metaphorically speaking. Even the new president has said he wants to spend money on infrastructure improvements. So are you looking to combine money from your sales tax from Sacramento, from Washington?
That might be the case. Mostly state funds and federal funds go for state highways and federal highways. Where we need our infrastructure improvements is in local roads.
Okay.
And those types of roads don't usually get funding from states or feds. That's left up to the communities. So that's really what our residents want us to take care of.
What else are they talking about?
We haven't had any new public facilities since the mid-'70s. Our police station was originally built for about 30 police officers. We now have approximately 75.
Okay.
So we have a little bit of a space issue there.
Yeah, a little bit.
That needs to be tended to, and just in order to be able to meet the needs of our community when it comes to police, public safety, and fire responsiveness, we need state-of-the-art equipment to be able to have the timely response to make sure that we meet the needs of the residents. So it's small things like that that we've had to defer over this period of time that we're now going to be able to go back and invest in.
Okay, her name is Lupe Ramos Watson. She is a councilwoman in the city of Indio, the city of festivals. It's on the rise. My name is Brad Pomerance in the Coachella Valley. It's Local Edition.